Welcome to Poul's Kitchen. This is Chef Paul. Today we're going to be doing a nice little homemade dish called chicken egg pasta salad. It's a little bit different than what most people are used to, but it is what it is. It's going to be really great. Forgive the camera work. Amy's away until October, so I mean it's just me doing it. And like before, I just want to remind everybody, anything that's donated on www.pouls-kitchen pouls-kitchen.club on our Patreon is anything that's donated is going straight to a family I'm going to tell you about in a minute, and as well as a GoFundMe page that's going to be linked to the video as well. My buddy had ended up taking a lot of abuse and a lot of torture from a former employer of ours. We're no longer with him either. And he ended up, from the stress, took a couple of strokes and he's now passed on, leaving behind a wife and a couple of kids. We're trying to raise money to help them out. So if you can, please help us out that way. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. What we're going to do here, and I'm not going to show you doing it, but I've got one chicken breast. Now, when you're cooking this, don't use barbecue sauce. It's a little bit too strong. I'm using sweet and sour sauce, some pepper, a little bit of cayenne, not much, and some chicken seasoning. Then what we're going to do is we're going to boil 10 eggs. Hard boil them. I'm going to do this now because it'll take a little time. You can figure out how to do that on your own, so I'm going to start this up here. I'm not going to shoot the whole cooking of it because you know how to cook how to cook most of the stuff as it is. While this is cooking, you can cut up your vegetables. Green onions, onion, sweet peppers, green peppers, celery. Those are all really good. Make sure you have that all cut up and have those in a bowl ready to be done there. What we're going to do with the eggs, we're going to separate the yolk from the white. The yolk is going to go into a separate mixing bowl for the sauce. So you want to take a fork and want to mash this up here, and when I'm done and ready for that part, we'll come back and we'll continue with that. So, I mean, this shouldn't take too terribly long. I think the prepping is the worst of it. Mind you, cooking eggs does take some time, but you got to cook anyways, so you know what? It's all the better for you. So make sure your chicken's totally cooked. Then take care of your eggs. We'll deal with the pasta and everything else later. I only really have one pot right now. I got to buy more, but that'll come. So we'll be back. Welcome back. So I got the eggs done, and basically I'm going to let them cool because I don't want to burn my hands trying to do this, and to be honest with you, the ingredients need to be cool. So one thing I want to make sure that I say as well, after we cook the noodles, and again, cook them per instructions, set them aside and let them go to room temperature. Do not do this when they're hot. It will not taste right, and the sauce won't even set properly, so it's really important. Let everything cool. So by this time, you mostly got most everything you need done cooked. Take the time to do your dishes. I might wait because it's just the mood I'm in today. But let your eggs cool. And like I said, you're going to take a spoon if you can, and you don't really have to. And you know what? Probably not going to. But you can take the egg yolks and you can put the yolks in with the sauce and you can mix them in there. If you're not going to do that, that's fine too. Take the rest of your onion and your pepper, mix that in, and then stick it in the fridge for a little while. It'll help things set for a little bit. And I'm telling you, another thing you want to do as well when you're making your sauce itself, taste test. Take your spoon, try it out, see what you think. If you like it, great. If not, do something to alter it. Maybe a little bit more mayonnaise, maybe a little bit more mustard. You don't need a lot of vinegar, so that shouldn't really be your issue. But you need a little bit, but it will help. So when we're done with the pasta and everything else, we'll come back and we'll talk about stirring it. Welcome back. So as you can see, the pasta is now done. So now it's just a matter of just letting it cool down. It's going to be room temperature. It's been drained, not rinsed, just drained. Let it cool down to room temperature. Once that's done, you're ready to go there. I've got my eggs. They've been deshelled and already cut down. You want to try to make them as even sized as you can. and then the veggies are mixed in the sauce. So what we're going to do, and the chicken's in there too, by the way. So what we're going to do is once this gets to room temperature and it's nice and cold, I'm going to put the eggs in. I'm going to mix it up really good. Once that's mixed in really good, we're going to put the sauce in, and we're going to mix it up really, really good. And we're going to let it sit for a little bit. I would put it in the fridge and eat it the next day. If I were you, that's my opinion. But when everything's all mixed in, we'll come back and I'll show you the final product. I think this is going to taste really, really good. I'm excited. This is not one of Amy's favorite dishes, but it is mine. Since Amy's not here, I get to make what I want. So we'll be back when we're all ready to go. Okay, so we're pretty much almost done here. So our pasta, I mean, you can take your spatula or whatever and, you know, just stir it a little bit just to break it up a bit. Because the fact is we didn't rinse it, it's really sticky. And that's fine, that's what we want. This stickiness is going to help the sauce bind on it. So at this point, we're going to dump the eggs in. We're going to put that in. We're going to give it a good stir, mix her up really good. Once that's done, we're going to slowly pour our sauce in. We're going to stir that up really good. I'm going to say put this in containers so you'd have it tomorrow. Don't eat this today. If you're taking this for a barbecue, picnic, or a party or whatever, don't plan on eating it that day. Make it the day before. Why? Because of the sauce and everything else, it's going to taste way better the day after than it is that same day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to mix everything here. If Amy was with me, I would do it a little differently, but unfortunately it is what it is. So I'll be right back. And there we go. We have our egg pasta chicken salad. She's all done. If you look at it, it's nice and creamy, and there's a few takeaways to think about this. Number one, when we're working with chicken, before and after, make sure we clean everything because it's going to be a living nightmare if you don't. Number two, when you're making your sauce, make sure you're test tasting it because sometimes you might want a little bit more spice, you want a little bit more something else. You want to make sure that when it's all said and done, you're happy with it because you're the one that's going to be eating it. So if you're following the recipe, mine or anybody else's, just make sure that you're tasting it, you're fixing what you want. Just be patient because like I said, the noodles when they're done, they've got to cool down to room temperature. If they're too hot, it's not going to bind. If you rinse the noodles, they're not going to bind. Take your time, and yeah, this is the part where I usually tease and say it's going to be great that my wife's going to be doing the dishes here in a few minutes. Unfortunately, it's going to be me doing them. Whatever, but this is going to be well worth it. It's going to be tasty. Add whatever vegetables that you want. If you have other things at home you want to use them. Sometimes it will make this really good. After all, this technically is a salad, just not the type that you would traditionally think of. If you bring this to a party, you get together, whatever, a potluck, this is going to be the hit. It's amazing. Of course, you know, a little dash of green pepper wouldn't hurt. Always makes things look a little bit better. I'm going to put this away in smaller containers in the fridge, but I just wanted to show you guys what this looks like, and I'm telling you, I'm glad Amy isn't here right now for this one reason, because she doesn't like this, so I probably wouldn't make it if she doesn't, because I tend to make things for her. This is for me and for all of you that like this. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Join us on www.pouls-kitchen.club. Hit us up on our Patreon page to help our friend Jamie. Really appreciate it, guys. I mean, his poor family is really suffering right now, so anything helps them. So we appreciate your time. Have a great day, and thank you for coming to Poul's Kitchen.